that one is coming up. Yes, I wanted to talk about it before. Berlin meetup. So Wojtek, you're going. Any updates? Something?
Yeah. No, the guy was supposed to get back to me with a presentation review today. I didn't yet. So I hope I can just review it myself today and send tomorrow. But I'm driving there.
Okay, cool. And so you were gonna also check if there's a live streaming for that event, right?
Yes.
Probably not. So yeah, then blockchain Brussels. So that's the 24th of March. So it's a little bit of time that's coming. That's presentation. The swag. That is the update. There is that the t-shirts have been ordered. Well, actually, yeah, the design is being printed right now. The t-shirts are already there. And so they will arrive on time on the date that we said, and it's going to be next Friday already. So that's coming. Long-term swag, so that was not super urgent, so I haven't worked on that this week. Skipping that for now. But I keep getting notes also in the feedback from the t-shirts now, so that's perfect. So we can have the Iron Man, or what? No, it's not the Iron Man. What do you call it? Wojtek, forgot the name with the Give It logo in the middle.
Yeah, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.
Is it Iron Man? Okay, yeah. So lots of inspiration there, and many ideas for next batch of t-shirts and other things. So for swag short term, one more thing is the stickers. So I'm waiting for Benny to get me feedback on for the designs. And women for blockchain. That's actually quite soon. So Grace is keynote speaker. I know update. Give it Steemit account. So that's the same as. There is a question from Yeller here actually. So maybe we should discuss this briefly. So for Steemit, so the question that Yeller had, okay, maybe we could post all content that we have immediately on Steemit and then only on Medium, because if we post first on Medium and then on Steemit, it's not original content and we don't get Steam for it. So I see Griff saying this. My feedback on this would be that for the moment, people see Medium as our official outlet. So we have followers there and this and that, and not yet on Steemit, but that's not such an issue, of course. My reaction to this would be let's, for the really official announcements about something, like we have a DApp update, or we have this is how our organization works, like the serious stuff we put on Medium first. But if it's for example, Paul is now writing on a more daring piece, okay, this is what happens when you have an Oxfam scandal and this and that, and it's more of a personal opinion. And I'm he wants to be able to give his personal opinion, but put it under the Give It umbrella. But then I'm thinking, okay, that's maybe more of a Steemit article and less like an official Give It point of view or something. So that would be my feedback, that Steemit is more of our playground, where we have other things going on and or rehashing of content in another way, and Medium is like our official one. That's my feedback, but I don't know. Griff, what's your feedback?
Well, I like putting it on Steemit first because we have an economic incentive to do that. Steemit, supporting Steemit supports our general crypto ending crypto tribalism feature or thought, and the people who follow on Medium won't know that it didn't go up there first. I mean, we don't necessarily even have to link to the Steemit article if we're worried about that. So I don't see any cons to putting it on Steemit. I only see pros. So that's my thought on it. But in the end, it's definitely not my call, and I'm not really worried about it. It's not the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Yeah, well, go ahead. Go ahead first.
Oh, I just totally forgot because we published the Scaling Now second article today, and I had totally been like, yeah, let's post on Steemit first, and then it's just like, okay, Medium. So in the future, I will, for the next one, I'll post to Steemit first because that's our new protocol.
Okay. No, for me, it makes sense in that sense as well. It doesn't mean when we put it on Steemit first that we have to link. For example, when I tweet about it, I can, for example, for the Scaling Now, they now come from our Medium, so I can keep doing that on Medium. But indeed, putting it first on Steemit doesn't change anything.
Yeah, I mean, if we put it on Steemit and then an hour later put it on Medium, like, what's the difference?
True that. Yeah, and the only thing that I would say is that I now thought of is like Steemit is in the name of Giveth. So I'm just gonna ask from of Yaler that he just puts like the writer at the top every time, because otherwise that we give some credit to the writer at least, and that all of us just create a Steemit account as well.
Wait, one more question. So for that, would I send the article to Yaler to publish, or what would the workflow be like?
Yeah, so that's the thing. There's a little bit extra work that he has to do for publishing, and you just send it to Yaler, and then he does the mark down, and we can publish it.
Oh, it needs to be written in Markdown?
Yeah, a little bit. I haven't tried it myself, but he said that there's a little bit of work on it.
Okay, but I mean, you know, like, should we just start writing our stuff in Markdown?
Yeah, we could.
Like in Google Docs, you know, we seem to start in Google Docs and then move it. We can, I'm sure Medium would copy over Markdown as well.
I guess Medium copies Google Docs entirely with all the links and everything. But
yeah, true.
It's a good point. I'll check with him if we have to give it to him in a specific format. Okay, then newsletter subscription. Yeah, so this one is still open. So that's one just to check for Kai. Yeah, I give it to Cleo or Kai to see if there's an update there.
I realized that Kai and I were supposed to talk about it in Chiang Mai, and we didn't. That was on me to bring up. So, Kai, I will talk to you about this later.
Perfect. Let's do it like that. Thanks.
Okay. Blockchain for Humanity role. This one is on hold, so I skip this, Cleo. Then milestone creation process. Yeah, actually, this is done. What I did is I just put it in a Google Doc. And so Griff gave feedback there, and I think it's okay to not have it on the wiki right now because I'm going to redo the wiki anyways. London blockchain meetup, no, so that's on, on hold, sorry. Event proposal overview, that's not done yet. I was going to come up with something, give it one pager. I saw that there was communication in the channel, but I haven't had the time today to look through it just yet. But so I don't know if there's anyone here who's, no, I think it's Lansky and Yaler mostly who are working on this. Anyone else has an update? I gave a debrief of what was especially needed, and they were reworking it. I know that much. So, and we have the timing and so on, so we still have like a little bit of time. And if we have something that is ready for scaling now, then we'll use that template as well, of course, for that one. Extra channel done, bridged, finished. Medium post with portrait of all of us, that's on hold. Interview with Giveth. Brian didn't come back on it to us. Oxfam post. So Lansky has written it. I asked him he's going to finalize it tonight and send it to Griff as well for review. So Griff, so just so you know, it's like he put a lot of the scandals with prostitutes of Oxfam in his article, and so I already asked him to tone it down slightly, but it's a personal opinion. And it's another way of approaching or bringing attention to the fact that we have a lot of transparency in our new product that's coming up.
I would be very careful about it.
Yeah, I told him, like, you know, in the future there can be an Oxfam or other organizations that become our customers, but he wants to use it mostly to point people in our direction, knowing that we want to talk about the importance of transparency and accountability. Any other thoughts on it?
I mean, basically, we just don't want to be known for someone who's criticizing other people, right? We want to be known because we're saying this is better, not because you're doing it badly, but because you can do it better. I guess that's just my feedback.
No, definitely. And it's also, he already changed it a little bit. I told him, like, yeah, don't make it too accusing. So also, he already asked him, could you add, like, allegedly, some words to not, like, say, like, we're not gonna participate in the big blame game, but more like the fact that there's also, that is just an opportunity to be more transparent. So yeah, Griff, I think you can also be the judge of it. I can also send it to you, Wojtek. But I think if he wants to have it out there, we should do it ASAP, because the momentum is passing, and he really wanted to write something this week, but he didn't have a lot of time. Okay, then Steemit and Instagram comms logic. So I'll let Yeler tell those ones next week. But actually, what we did is just we had a call. He prepared a little bit, and then we had a call about it on who we see as an target audience for these two mediums, and so then he finished this limit. Then next point, social inputs. Oh yeah, so I talked about this one, so I'll add you guys to this social input channel. Medium post on the Time meetup, so that one is on hold. We of Web3. I'll put this one on hold as well. We can talk about it in Barcelona, Clio. Join page. Yes, so the thing here is I had the idea that because many people also we do it in all our Medium posts on Instagram, everywhere, is like, join us, because right now most of the things that are happening is on our Riot or on Slack. This is where people can actually follow the conversation, the discussions, and it's kind of a gateway page. So I was thinking that it's maybe a volunteer task for someone to look at this from communication perspective and see, hey, can we maybe put a short introduction about what Giveth is on there, or is anything else missing on this page? So I just put it on there to maybe someone who wants some extra work to have some fun with this, just to have to do a double check. But again, for right now, I think this is something that Yeler could. Yeler is looking for extra tasks, so this is one of the things that he would probably pick up. So unless someone else is like, yeah, I want to do this right now. Nope, then we move on. We'll keep that for next time. The Giveth Galaxy, yeah, so that's the one that Yeler is working on, Griff, right? You're muted there.
I put my outline in that box there, and I also pasted in a link here. So if anyone has anything that they feel like, oh man, I hope Griff mentions this during the talk on Giveth in Paris, definitely just throw it in there and make a comment somewhere or something. If there's some piece that you want in, hey, I got to represent all this, so tell me what you want. I also really want to put everybody's face on there. So I'm going to ask permission from everyone, but if you, I think we were working on a team page. Oh, there it is. It's later on.
Yep.
So I'll hopefully be using pictures from that. So please put your picture on there. And then, yeah, and Yeler is going to do a Prezi for it. And the outline's mostly done, just hoping for feedback. Need more feedback from Wojtek on what I should talk about on the DApp too. But yeah, otherwise it's looking good.
Cool, nice. Then team meeting Barcelona. Any feedback there, Lindsay or Griff?
Yeah, gotta go to Aurora Social. Also considering, since some of us will be doing the scaling now stuff, some overflow on beds might go down to a little bit further away, since for the people that are going to be hanging out down there. So we might do a little bit of that. But I have a sheet that has everyone's times. In fact, I'll grab that and just confirm your dates if they're kind of wiggly. But it should be settled. Luckily, Lindsay is going to be here. She's already here now, and she's going to take over most of this.
Okay. So we'll just get Lindsay, you'll follow up then with the people, like, for getting them an actual place then and stuff. Cool.
Yeah, and also we did buy a ticket for 5. What were the tickets, Lindsay?
For
Paris.
Oh, for Paris. You're going on the 7th in the afternoon and come back on the 11th in the early afternoon.
5:35. So if you guys want to buy the same ticket, we'll post that in this Excel spreadsheet.
Cool. Nice. Then donation page. So there, the next step is adding Mary Merkel. Kai, any updates?
Yeah, so many updates actually. It's almost done. We just stopped forking the old thing and made something from scratch. And we had some very nice contributions. Wild Molasses was a big player here, and also Spawned from Swarm City, which was kind of nice. So it was very quick. It's almost done. We want to go have a Web3 backend. Right now we're calling the Etherscan API. So that's the only thing holding us back from releasing the page. And also one of the two things, I wanted to take the opportunity here to maybe somebody can provide some content we would have on the page, like the little text for Scaling Now conference. So we don't have to, like, the layout is basically there if you go to the GitHub thing. It's actually, if you go to leaderboard.github.io, you see it. So that's how it looks now. You can put it on the Jitsi link. And if somebody maybe clear, that would be something nice for you, maybe, or Griff. But is everything all right?
You had a walkie-talkie effect again on your mic, so we didn't understand your question in the end. Kai.
Okay.
What was the last thing you said? Yeah, we hear you.
I even have a different microphone now. This is crazy. I don't know why. Yeah.
You see, when you're talking and you watch the faces of the people, it's like.
So it would be nice. I thought of Clio for this because she made lots of the visual thing for Scaling Now. I would like to have like an entry text for the. If you go to leaderboard, I will put it here. Leaderboard.giveth.io. Yeah. Yeah, you see how it looks like in the state it's now, and this is the state. Just the text should be different, and it would be nice to if somebody thinks up stuff, and yeah, because we will be busy with the actual implementation of the thing and making the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
Okay. So I added that because that is now on line 55 for the Scaling Now event, because this one was actually talking about our own donations page, but it's good. Now we have the Scaling Now page update, and then once that is finished, we can also like implement it in our own page. So actually, I'm going to put this one on hold for now because Scaling Now is more urgent. Hero DAC. So I have a little update here. I don't know if there's one of the thing that Jen was going to do, but I'm going to add here the Better World DAC because that is the one that Grace wants to do with Corey. So I think it's very similar. They want to. They're both hero DACs. They're both initial projects, but we're not ready for any other DACs on our system right now. But the thing is that Grace is doing a weekly call with him. And so what is now proposed, which is really cool, is that he's going to start in the communities room channel to have more discussions about like, okay, this is how with my project, the good cards, I intend to use the Give It system. And so this is how I understand it now. How would you guys use it? And really start envisioning how we could evolve in the future, or how he, as a non-technical organization, would like to use us. And he wants to share ideas, and he wants to get ideas. And I said, and that's what Grace asked him to do. And I said, like, really good idea. Just go ahead. We want to get as much inspiration as possible. And I also shared the update that Wojtek gave yesterday in the product meeting, that but that we're gonna soon start with a thorough walkthrough and survey with a few testers, both technical and non-technical. So he was definitely up for this as well. But it's very clear now that there's no real onboarding happening right now. So that's clear for everyone. Then Kanya, so there's no update there, I think. You just interrupt me. My Ether wallet, same. Eth Commons. Kai, any update there?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I do want to mention on my Ether wallet that they started using Gitcoin for bounties. So just maybe Wojtek keep in mind, or people keep in mind, that we definitely want to try to integrate with Gitcoin.
Cool.
Okay. I mean, the new smart contracts can do tokens as well, so that's good as well.
Gitcoin's not really token. I don't know why they call it Gitcoin. It's just Ether bounties. It's like Open Bounty or Source or any of these other bounty programs where it's a website where you can just put Ether into a bounty. That's it.
Yeah, and I changed it to my crypto. Then team video. So there, I think my update for that one. No, I gave the last round of feedback there, and sound is being integrated. Kai, I don't know if you have any update there.
I talked with Joshua a bit more about it, and not so much with Joanna about it. I still haven't seen the whole movie. I'm not really qualified to speak. We tried to import the project and edit it locally in Thailand, but that didn't work because of external footage that was used in the clip. So I don't know. The next thing Joanna is supposed to do, I think, because I asked her to give us a master video, and we cut that down, and then Joshua makes a soundtrack. So in short, it's still going on.
Okay. Yeah, I had a talk with her yesterday when I was talking about the shirts, and there she didn't really move because there are some video blocks. Well, it's from a site video blocks, some footage that she wanted to buy, but she wasn't sure. And she wanted to try to get free stuff, and I said, like, let's just try to finish it as soon as possible.
Yeah, if she needs to buy something, tell her to talk to me.
Sorry?
If anyone ever needs to buy something, just tell them to talk to me.
Yeah, well, and she can just create a we can create a milestone for it, right?
Yeah, and if it's a picture or something like that, and it's like $5 or $10. I'll just send her the Ether and be done with it. It's not worth anyone's time.
Yeah, good. Then team video, team page. Yes, so that is my mistake. We just talked about it. It got pushed back because of other stuff. But so I have the sheet that most of the people filled in, I think, and I just have to put in the briefing on GitHub, and then Kai can start working on it, I guess. Then no update there, or any update on District X?
I did reach out but never heard back.
No update from me.
Okay. Aragon Labs, that's on hold. Riot, so I think we're done for now, right? Any other things, Kai?
Not really, no. Yeah, I mean, it's still ongoing. So there's some problems with the bridge now being it's all in this beta swimming state. But I think we discussed it in person also about we stay on Slack and Riot at the moment and just go with it. And yeah, you can take it off, I think, off the agenda.
Yeah, I think so too. Because now everything seems to work actually, and I gave up on the bots. I just copy my own text, and it's easier, and I paste it in there. So like that, it works. And then new reward DAO. So yeah, that's done, I guess, right? Or Cleo, whenever you have time, you can still do a quick review, but I think it's okay. Any feedback there?
Yeah, I will get on that as soon as I finish other stuff.
Okay. Beth Alliance, so that's on hold. I think can even go off. Peer-to-peer foundation. Next steps? Anything, Griff?
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly being connected to people by Michael on Facebook and other groups, so that's kind of cool. I can't get any of them to join our Riot channel, but that's okay.
So that's just we see them, I guess, just as good connections and connectors, right? At this point.
Yeah, and I see them also as having a lot of wisdom and us having a lot of opportunities to help them and them having a lot of opportunities to help us. So like they got us on Lumio, and I expect other cool fringe benefits just by being associated with them. I really hope to help them build a community of people eventually, but you know they gotta actually start trying on that front as well.
Yeah, indeed. I think I'm maybe to keep the list not too long, and maybe I'm going to take that one off because there's not an actual to-do thing there right now for communication, right? For that on that level. But for milestones, any update there?
Sorry.
I can, yeah, because my name is on there as well. I can say so. Regular rewards template update. If you wanted to have it, it's in the document actually. That's what the logic is. So that can be the basic for a template. I think my job is there.
I think Lindsay probably has somewhat of a template made for Reward DAO.
Yeah, I've got we're working on a basic explanation of how to post and what needs to be in it, and also is really complete on the reviewer side as well.
Yeah, well, so there is actually already a guide on there for contributors that also outline completely on the wiki. But I think the question here was that Wojtek wanted actually a design template, right, Wojtek?
No, I just wanted like a guideline what each such milestone needs to have. So each regular reward milestone needs to have, I don't know, a video and this and that and I don't know what, so that people can just copy and paste the template when they're filling in the milestone and just put it in there. That's the first step. And in the second step, we add the template into the actual DApp.
Okay, well then, as we already have the things that, for the reward DAO, we don't have people proposing milestones just yet directly, right?
No.
So, yeah.
I wasn't planning on ever having anyone on Reward DAO have to propose their own milestone. Not until the system is well suited. Let contributors have it easy,
Yeah, that's what I would say too. So then, actually, I think because you guys, Lindsay and Griff, are doing the reward DAO input. For the regular rewards, there is a template now. Or a guideline as well in the Google Doc I created. So I think that task is done for now, and it can lead to just a GitHub issue to create that template if you want to have it in a design in the future, right, Wojtek?
Yeah, right. Sorry, I'm getting off a car.
There might need to be review. Maybe we check one more week for that before we cut it down.
I think we can just put it in Lumio. No? Just like a final design, and we can say, yeah, is everyone okay with it? And just vote. Shouldn't take that long.
That sounds like a great idea.
Okay, so that's something you can pick up then, Wojtek? Or
I can if you want.
yeah, well, you saw the Google Doc I created, right? With like some of the steps you need to, or the things that you need to put in there.
I don't think I started the Google Doc, but yeah, I'll just.
No, the Google Doc that I created has like the steps of the things that you need to put in a regular reward milestone.
Okay, let's just talk one after.
Yeah, okay.
But I can take it. That's the.
Talk on proposal. Okay. Then decentral. Is there? I added it here as well. Any updates there, Griff? Or something that we need to know? Okay. RSK. Any updates there?
Yes, we're going to have a meeting, at least about a part of the smart contracts being used for the BitGift project. And the second part, they're going to try to deploy the multisig. We've had an email commission today in the morning.
Okay. Good.
I just pasted a link to the doodle that Wojtek created if anyone feels interested in going to a meeting with RSK.
Okay, cool. That's it, Steve Barretts. Anything there that we need to know? Everything this is like you post everything is on the way. The people have booked their flights, the Airbnb is there, blah blah blah, and there's no communication thing that we need to know for the event, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. The t-shirts will be there, so that's the most important thing, and stickers, as new stickers as well. Yeah, the next one. Oh yeah, this is again something that Yaler could write. I guess, unless you're welcome to as well, Cleo, if you have time. Just a quick explanation on why we are migrating to Riot and the thing that we explain every time. Some of this, it's what you have on the starting page of Riot as well, but if we have a page on the wiki, it's going to be a little bit clearer too.
Yeah, if Yaler wants to take that on, that'd be my vote, but I'm happy to do it, if he doesn't have time.
Okay, well, we can also, because we'll have a call quickly after the governance meeting, we can talk about what you want to work on.
Cool.
Scaling fund. I just pasted this one in here, Griff, for you. So there's the Ethereum fund scaling fund thing coalition that they created. So I was just wondering if we need to apply for this or if we have to do anything for this.
I think I'll have the Web3 Foundation apply for it, at least for the Scaling Now. So for Scaling Now, the campaign, we actually have a different multisig that's accepting donations to cover it, and then half the donations that we receive over the amount that is charged for Giveth. So like, let me just talk about what we're doing for Scaling Now, the campaign, really quick. So. Can you mute, Lindsay?
Yeah.
We have a campaign on Giveth. We're going to first put the costs of the venues and catering for the conference, and those will get paid off first. Oh, so for tickets, we're just telling everyone to actually send an Ether transaction with a donation. And that's how we're raising funds. So there's no ticket price. It's kind of an only-ish type of event, but they have to send Ether. And some people are saying just tiny amount. So we'll see if we get enough to cover all the costs. First costs that will be covered are the actual costs of the venue and the catering. And then after that, the next costs that will be covered are probably like for the all the organizers will get like half an Ether or an Ether, depending on probably half an Ether each. And then the Scaling Now videos that I'm doing, half an ether for each, and all of these will be going. All the donations that I receive for my work are going to Giveth, and the Scaling Now ones are also going to Giveth. So they'll all be Giveth donations, and then any donations over that, half will be given to Web3 and half will be given to Giveth. So if we can get a nice fat donation from the Scaling Now for our Scaling Now work from these guys, that's definitely huge, and I will consider that as a Giveth. I'll use Giveth as a fallback for that, but I'll push Web3 to do it because they probably know the people that are doing this grant program.
Cool. Yeah. And so you're doing the Scaling Now campaign, right? On the Giveth DApp, it's not them.
Yeah, it's already. Yeah, of course they're not on the whitelist. It's actually already, the campaign is already there, and we just got information for the first milestone. But I probably won't post the milestones for a few more days. And by me, I mean Lindsay, because she's a superstar who posts all these things.
Cool. Okay, I added that information in the Scaling Now event next.
Thank you.
Line. So yeah, and so for Scaling Fund, you'll have Web3 Foundation apply if needed. So I kept that one there. Scaling Now talks. Is there a next one coming up or not?
Yeah, we just did a pre-recorded one with Raiden. They want to approve it, so Heiko will approve it, and then I'll post that. That'll actually be the 6th because in about 12 hours or I don't know, some amount of time at 9:15 a.m. And we need to start promoting it pretty like ASAP, I guess. Yes. I have another Scaling Now with Q&A with what's his face, David from Omise Go.
Is that how you pronounce it?
That's how I pronounce it. I thought it was Omise Go. No, how do you say it?
Omisgo.
Omisgo. Omisgo. Jordy, you know how to say OMG? Omisgo?
Say Omisgo.
Omisgo. That's how I say it too.
You just fake the Spanish accent.
Omisgo. Oh well. Does anyone else know how to say it on this page?
No, I really don't.
Shit. I'll have to watch some videos or something.
So the fifth one is coming up and with Omisgo, and who's the guy? What's his name?
His name's David Knotts, and he's a really cool guy. He's really down to earth, and like he has like a surfer like San Diego type attitude. So he'll be really fun for me to interview.
Yeah. Two surfer dudes together. Yay.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well, Sen, if you could maybe write again like a sort of a little text like you did last time, then I can put it on Reddit as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. With any of the times, and then we can do it the similar one as the previous ones.
Good call.
Okay, then product subsides. So that one is on hold. Walkthrough post on hold. App on hold. It's also weekly dev updates. Yeah. So Vortec, giving it to you if you have any update there.
Yeah. Let's write it today. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'll send it to you.
Good. Yeah. It's just a short update of what Giveth has been up to that we can share in the Tiny Loose newsletter, one of these that exist for people who don't know what it is about, so that we just share some dev updates. What is Giveth? Kai, that's yours? Kai, are you there?
Yeah. So yeah, I was distracted. We didn't do one specific video there.
Yeah, I know we were talking about that.
The status. I can still cut this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I can still cut this out. I forgot. I can still cut out what is Giveth and put it on YouTube. Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
I forget all the times.
That's why you have this great list. So product service and test planning. So that's this is for Barcelona, AdCon Toronto. So I think these are the people that are going. Griff, is that correct?
I keep losing the page.
Line 64.
Yeah, in Toronto. I mean, Toronto is many months away, so
yeah.
I assume more people will go.
Okay, so it's on the list, and you were checking for speaking.
I applied for a super demo, and I guess I should follow up or check my spam folder because that was weeks and weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never got a reply.
Okay.
It took them 3 weeks to respond to me for like payment problems. So.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure my face might even be on that website. So.
I think I saw your face on the website, but I didn't see Jordi. I think I only saw you.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure I get Jordi up there too.
Yeah. Cool. Tour is on hold. Survey on. That's another one that he didn't get back to us on. That was Brian, and then review new text by Wojtek. Oh yeah, so that's again one for Healer or Clio or whoever feels like it. So there's review. Wojtek wrote a few texts, but we're not really promoting them at this time. Wojtek still wants to edit the texts, and then we just need someone to review those texts, right, Wojtek?
Yeah, it's just the boring dev stuff.
Yep. And so we need someone who wants to do that so that we just don't have any typos in there.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll check in with Euler on that and see, I want to check in, does he want to do it, or, if he doesn't want to do it, I can do it.
Cool, okay. Then grand social coding. Yeah, so that's one for Quasia. I don't think there's an update, he's not here. Toshibot, same. Social coding, voting. So yeah, we're doing the social coding voting right now. So actually, oh yeah, and so there, the idea is that he wanted to have a Medium post, but that's on hold. So that's it. We did it within the hour.
Nice.
These are all our projects normally that are linked to communication, unless I missed something. Any other thoughts, things we didn't talk about?
I have. Yeah, sorry, go Griff.
Well, I don't think this is actually going to result in anything, but I know we have a bunch of videos from Thailand of like drone shots and stuff like that. I don't know if there's any plans on doing anything with that. And also there was a video of a presentation that we did. I don't know if there's any plans on that.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, the video, we haven't, hang on, I think I did tweet it because I discovered it. No, it's in my to tweet list because I saw there was a part 1 of your presentation and a part 2, Kai. So I don't know if both can be used because one was hidden and then I didn't know what I could tweet out. That's one.
Oh, there is just one online. The hidden ones are, I streamed the thing and it didn't work at all. So I didn't delete it yet. So it's still there, but that's why it's hidden. So the public one, please, yeah, share. I just saw before that it has only 17 views. It should have more. That's part 1. And the drone footage, I don't know. I think, yeah, please come to me if you have any ideas, Griff, what to do with it. It was mainly for testing. So we got the drone for stuff we really want to do. It will be nice at conferences. I want to do stuff in Barcelona with it. We can move around in closed rooms even with the non-flying mode, just, carrying it around using the gimbal and stuff. Yeah, I think it will complement our video arsenal nicely. But if you think there is a certain shot we need to, like, if we should put something out there, we can, of course.
No, I mean, I was just
some vanity shots of like the awesome villas we lived in, and
with your
something like that. No, it was for free. That's the point. That's the crazy thing about it. But we can put in the subtitles. This was for free. Like we stayed here for free.
Yeah, I mean, we got hosted for free in Bangkok at a really nice spot. So.
Oh, nice.
And I got but I don't know. Maybe if we can ask the owner, like if it's okay to release the footage from that place, that we could, because it's nice. We have this little writing in the back from, you know, garlic and blood. Yeah, so if we could use that, but I don't know. So we could ask him. And
I can ask him the second you feel like you. Do you want me to ask him right away?
I mean, if you want to use some shots, we could use those because we have some nice footage there. That's basically, and it's good because like we were invited over, and it's an interesting place. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what I could do is just I'm gonna put it in our social shizzle channel that I'm now in with Yealer and see if he can do maybe something with it. If he can contact you and look through it, and then he can maybe use it for Instagram if it makes any sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have to do something first with it, so it's we should first decide if we can use it and then cut something up. So
yeah, well, so he can maybe sync with you and then see if there's anything in there that he can use.
Oh, totally, please, yeah, sure. I will. Yeah, I'm thinking about how to put footage online. That would be a very nice thing. I think we need all the time. It's like the filmmaker's problem. You have so much footage and nobody to edit. But I know many people who would want to edit, but they need the footage. You know? So we need some server solution here. I'm gonna think of something and talk to some people.
Yeah, if you want to do something very specific with it, then we can again just post it in contributors and see who has great editing skills. So we just need an idea. I haven't seen the footage, so I don't know if there's anything useful in it. So
yeah.
So maybe just have a look at it and also check. I'll have Yealer check with you as well if you can use it for our channels.
Yeah, maybe first get permission and just tell me if we have permission, and then I think I can cut up something very quickly, just for future videos maybe, or the longer ones, or the team video. There needs to be something, some sort of, because it's such a long process. Yeah, but I'm gonna worry about how we have a different system for that.
Okay, so then maybe it's okay if Griff quickly checks if we can use it for future.
Yep, things. I already typed it. I already reached out to him.
Okay, perfect. Wojtek, you had a point as well?
Yeah, just quick one. I've read the Reward DAO thing article, great article, but I think it's already a little bit hidden for new contributors. So I think it should be linked in the entry on the wiki, but maybe even more importantly, you could add events to the calendar, which is something I'm doing for the dev team, saying this is the deadline for new contributions, and link to the article from there as well.
The deadline for new contributions. What do you mean with that? For
deadline, you basically just on every second Friday, you just put in an event, 5-minute event, saying this is a deadline for a Reward DAO, let's say.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do that. And for the moment, I'm just posting it in there saying like this is the last date you can send us your videos and stuff. But yeah, we can do that. And also, yeah, it's for the moment there's the Reward DAO post, but you also have when you go in Wiki under contributors, you have a short steps that a contributor has to do that also links to the bigger picture that Cleo wrote. But in the rework wiki, it's gonna be more prominent and it's gonna be more in the introduction, linked to it directly, so you won't be able to miss it for newcomers. Okay. Anything else? Nope. Okay, checkout time. Thanks for this very efficient and in-time meeting. And it was great seeing you all. And I'll see you guys again in 4 minutes. And I give it to Lindsay.
Signing off. Just signing off and saying goodbye. I added Griff's flight details to the Paris spreadsheet. So if anyone hasn't booked and needs to reference that, it's there. I'll see you guys all in 3 minutes. To Cleo.
Sorry, what am I supposed to say here again?
Just check out like if you have any closing comments or whatever.
Again, Chris, I'm just amazed by your organization. To Kai.
thanks for the quick meeting. On to the next quick meeting. Who is here still? Griff.
Yep. See you guys in a second. Thanks for the great meeting and the reminder of all the awesome things we need to do.
And you pick someone else, or are we all done?
I'm not done, but I'm
Go
just
ahead.
going to say great meeting. Thanks, guys. See you in 2 minutes now.
Okay, see you guys in a bit.
See, it worked. Welcome to
Wow,
GitHub
we're
Governance
streaming.
meeting number 23.
Wow, Kai, so for those who are watching this video, we have had a lot of trouble with streaming, but Kai used the powers of his like positive beliefs to make this happen. So we all owe Kai a lot of gratitude.
Karma and GT.
It's true. I was a doubter.
Oh, you have
I was a doubter, but I believe in Kai.
So where is everybody?
I think they're all going to the bathroom after the comms meeting. But
So I will cut that video to a later point anyway on YouTube.
I need to @channel everybody.
So are you hanging out or talking to the Web3 Foundation?
Yeah, always, every day.
Because the only thing that's missing is the Web3 backend thing. It could be a nice.
That's not what they do.
So, no. But the plan is to make an open API, as a further goal.
Yeah.
Just start with this and maybe have some, if they're interested,
Yeah. I have to spam everybody.
I think it's actually Sponnet's question. He asked on somewhere on GitHub.
Let's see. We have a lot of proposals that could turn into talking points today, so that's cool.
nice. And
Welcome, guys. So let's maybe wait for a few more minutes. Welcome, Oz. Hey, Kai, are you able to take notes? I have a feeling Quasi is not going to make it today.
Oh, no. I sit in a very uncomfortable position here.
Okay.
And I have to fight off mosquitoes. Not today, sorry.
No worries. I might just make notes or beg Quasia to make notes off the video.
No, but do you have the? Is it now it's in Sandstorm, right? I can do it too, but I don't have the last link.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it.
Dude, Chris, man, your light looks awesome. You look like you're in like a I don't know, play or something. It looks really good.
I know, right? It's like it has. When I sit right, I have like this angelic look here, sitting under the spotlight. It's it's. I'm just in a hotel room actually, but it works well. I know. I'm gonna leave my camera on for the video.
Oh, I actually am not getting the sandstorm.
Kai,
Oh,
do
wait a
you have the
second.
sandstorm link?
Yeah, I dig it up for you guys. Wait a second.
I think I got it. Here it is. At least that's one of them. It's an older one.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I'll
can
copy
just,
it.
yeah.
Are these animals or is that your microphone, Kai? I think it's animals surrounding you, right?
It's crickets, yeah, and animals, geckos, like these large geckos, they make gecko, gecko.
So this is the 23rd
Okay.
Giveth governance meeting. And I guess we can start with the classic, hey, what did you do this week? I can start. I've got my notes. So this week I did a lot of coordinating. I have a bunch of Scaling Now stuff, getting the conference ready and getting all the documentation together to make that happen, and coordinating with Web3 Foundation. And there's just a lot of moving parts there. So I spent a lot of the week working on Scaling Now. Also did an interview today with Raiden, and we'll do another one tomorrow with David from Omise Go, or however you call our company. I wrote a brief outline of my Giveth Galaxy talk for FCC, and going scuba diving with Nick Johnson in a week. So doing that, traveled for forever, 36 hours with from Kopanjan to Barcelona. I went to a meetup with Jordy and have been discussing 777 things and doing a lot of the classic, just making sure everybody's happy and has what they need within the Giveth team. But I will say that this week has been more bureaucracy than not. Although things are going really well with Lindsay, who's been doing all sorts of cool stuff for me this week. Maybe you can talk about it, Lindsay.
All right. Hi, Lindsay. First governance meeting. I have just been trying to keep up, get travel plans tied down, working on the Scaling Now event here in Barcelona, and ready to get all those details out, hotels, etc. Flying in from Kopanjan and Paris, and all the logistics and operations there. So that's what I've been doing. It's really nice to be here with you guys. So whatever anyone needs, you guys know how to reach me.
And she's been killing it on all the milestones. Like so many milestones proposed. No, you pick someone else, Lindsay.
All right, handing off to Wojtek.
I can't hear Wojtek. Can you guys?
Nope.
Try unplugging and replugging your mic. Oh, there he goes.
By the way, in the meantime, Griff, can I just type in this document, or do I need to make a copy? Because I don't seem to see how I can create a copy of this thing.
I think you're supposed to create a copy.
Damn.
But just do that, and I think we can
I'll do it in Google Docs, so because I know that
yeah.
one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you hear me now, guys?
No.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I have a huge achievement today in the afternoon at 1:07. I finally figured out how to get paid, and I officially have a company with everything. So
Yay!
from the 1st of March, I'm getting paid. So that's my huge achievement. No, I've been trying to push forward the testing. started a little bit late on that one, and shared some vision and done some programming today. Have some more fixes coming up soon. And I go to Chris.
Okay, 1 second. I have to go to my notes again. So yes, I created a little guide for milestone creation for regular rewards. I reviewed a few milestones and motivated other people to do so too. So please do, so that we can pay people. I had quite some feedback rounds on the shirts to be printed, also from the people, and Joanna and Alan gave me the final feedback, so that is done and being printed, t-shirts for our events. Stickers are coming up. I did some updates of community responses and Slack and Riot, like always, and these things. I dished out some points to people. I gave feedback on an Oxfam related article that Lansky is writing. Feedback on the one-pager for the wedding anniversary, where we will receive donations from attendees. We're making one-pager there with Yeller and Lansky again. Then I had quite some back and forth as well with Bernd on how I can get paid as with milestones through the thing that we want to do for independence. Grace sent me a sort of a proposal on how to work with Corey, and then today also attended a call with him to discuss this. And then there was a comms meeting that quite some of you attended just before this one. And then there was also a lot of reading for social and scheduling in some of the posts, and more coming up for that as well. And last thing for this week that I definitely still do normally today as well, for sure, is testing of the DApp, as Wojtek asks. And I give it to Oz.
Hey guys, so this week I just worked on social coding a little bit. I attended a social coding meeting, voted on the other social coding proposals for the month, and met with those guys, and sent some feedback for the Snapproof campaign, and that's pretty much the only give it things I did. And then other than that, it was working on this audit document for Argonne, which I'm hoping to wrap up, well, definitely this week, because that's when it's due. And that was it for me. Let me pass it on to Kai.
So this week I was mainly preparing a scaling now as leaderboard repo on GitHub as a React project, and like made like a final first React mockup that was kind of working on Etherscan API. And then invited some people. Griff actually pushed it very well. Thank you there. And so we got awesome Spawnet and Wild Molasses and Kent, maybe. Yeah, so all we're missing is the Web3 backend to not use Etherscan API to get addresses from the transactions from one address. And then we can release this thing. So that will be my week. The other part of the week I have been traveling and coding. Yeah. And Griff.
I already went, but we can throw it to Quasia, who came, and he looks like he was even taking notes.
Yeah, I wasn't taking notes on everybody's recap. We decided, I don't know what the decision for that was, but yeah, okay. So yeah, I've been working more on trying to get social coding organized. Obviously, we had the meeting. It looks like this month, a lot of the projects from last month were pretty stable, but it seems like there's fewer ones present, so I've been focusing more on them. I'm trying to incentivize the individual projects to start generating milestones with the intention of using the milestone system in a way where somebody sets it and then other people come in and complete it, which I envision as the more standard flow we'll see. I also basically finished up the deterministic ETH wrapper thing. So I should be putting a repo up in the next couple of days. I guess that's basically, I just I did a Medium. I got a Medium post that I had Cleo and Yaler look through, which I should be posting soon. I need to do some changes because it had the old projects, but I'm hoping that that'll be more of like a sort of introduction of the program. I was sort of hesitating with that because I wanted to see how the program took form a little bit more before I formalized it, but it looks good. So I'm excited to get that out. Has anybody not gone? Is there anybody left that hasn't gone?
RJ.
RJ?
Hey, Griff, can you mute?
Yeah, so I guess I haven't been to one of these meetings in a few weeks, but over the last couple weeks and this week, I've just been working on still updating liquid pledging. We decided to go a new route and use the Aragon stuff as kind of the base for liquid pledging to provide upgradability and some kind of neat permissions things that their base contracts enable. And then, yeah, so I'm just kind of wrapping that up. I have the main liquid pledging and vault all done, and now it's just kind of the plugin, the 3 plugins that we use, updating those. I think that's everybody then.
Cool. Yeah. So now I believe that's everyone. So we actually have a potential to do proposals. There were several proposals on Loomio that were posted. Now, just because a proposal is posted, that doesn't mean it has to actually go through the governance process. I know I posted one that I'm not going to bring up. So, and also if it's everyone loves it, then, you know, only if you feel like it needs to be talked about and it should be talked about, feel free to do it for sure. Not everyone looked at Loomio, but I do encourage everyone to go to Loomio right now and, you know, while you're not, if it doesn't distract you too much, to put some input and look at some things. But that's the main logistics of this. So we're doing this thing where you have to post on Loomio first, and we actually have some things to go. So I know only one of the ones I put up needs to be discussed, which is migration, full migration alpha. So I would like to put that on the agenda list. Is there anybody else who wants to put something on the agenda list?
I'm not sure. So I wanted to bring up putting SnapProof as a social coding campaign, but I think it kind of falls within the line. I know we've brought these things up before in these governance meetings, but it really does seem to kind of affect the social coding circle specifically, which right now doesn't totally have a governance meeting. So I guess, what do you think, Griff, as a facilitator?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay.
So let's see. Mine is finish migration. Is my 2 words. What's your 3 words or less, OJ?
Social coding app.
Kai, do you want to do the officially adopt device process?
Yeah, if we want to talk about it, I think it's nice to talk and see how everybody feels, and maybe check if people are reading stuff or if we need explanations or how we can help. So yeah, adopt advice process.
I'm not going to put the videos for milestones on here. So I think that's everything. Unless Yaler wants to put DApp development up here, but I don't think so. Okay, so let's.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, the DApp development. Yeah, he wanted to put it on there actually, but yeah, we'll wait for next week. I don't think it's this urgent. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
I like Oz's suggestion on dapping. Anyway, let's start this baby off. So the first proposal is finish migration. So I will post a link to the Loomio because it's kind of a long thing. I was so glad we have Loomio because there's a lot going on. But in general, we still need to finish the migration. That's the tension. We still have this ambiguous budget, and it's time to make that less ambiguous. So I need to build a team. I need one person from the DApp team to be on this setup, and it'll be helpful to have Quasia as well, because he does the milestone payouts. And although I really hope that he can show that to somebody in Barcelona so that he doesn't have to be the central force on that. But basically, the steps process is we create a milestone sheet from Feathers that says all the milestones that are there that have been paid out and or have been proposed, period, right? And we use that to generate data to figure out all the migration campaign values that have been paid out and not paid out. And then we basically take that and subtract that from the total amount that's in our multisig. And there's some other pieces. And then we have to subtract out the amounts that have been paid out by the comms budget and all these things. We have to do some math, basically. But I outlined what the math is that needed to be done. And once we finish the migration campaign and have all the stuff proposed, we have the Excel spreadsheet that has all the lists of what milestones have been paid out with a specific block number where it's valid. Then we need to collect all the ether from all the random hiding spots that we have the ether at and put it in our new multisig. And then we can actually, using all the crazy math, figure out how much of each ether, how much of the ether that we have should be put into each campaign. And so that each campaign has an understanding how much ether they actually have to work with for the next period. And what that will do is actually be really interesting for us to have perspective on how much money each campaign can spend. And we'll start running each campaign as like its own individual entity on the budget perspective. So my proposal is that someone from the DAP team step up to be on this team. I would nominate Wojtek, and then I need buy-in from Quasia to be at least participating in this conversation. And I'm also open if anyone else wants to be part of this team as an observer or to represent comms or anything like that. I'm totally cool with that. But yeah, there's a lot of other information put in this Loomio about like what are the next steps after this and more detail on what exactly needs to be done. It's pretty much a guidebook on how this is going to happen. So I'm excited to hear clarifying questions. Any clarifying questions? Cool. Then how about reaction round? Quasia.
Could somebody please take notes while I react? If not, I can summarize after the fact. It's not a big deal. I'm on board for this. I think it makes sense. I think that the path that needs to be taken is clearly outlined in Loomio. And I think that the only thing that might be useful is to try and set a deadline or some sort of time commitment, even if we don't meet it. That I think that would be useful in moving this forward. I'll pass it on to Chris.
Yes, so I'm also, it makes complete sense, and I didn't understand the math at all, but that's why Griff does such things, and I do not. So, but I trust you guys to make that make sense. And yeah, I'm definitely volunteering to just like listen in and see if there's anything that needs to be reviewed or discussed. So I'm definitely open to join. And there was one thing. Oh yeah, the only reaction that I wanted to give, I give it in Loomio as well, is if you could maybe for the first step, because yeah, I think setting dates is a good thing because it helps people. Deadlines help people. Yeah, we already see now that the current one, the one that we still need to review, doesn't get reviewed. So if there's some way also for the next steps that we put dates or that we enforce some feedback or something to make it actually happen. So it's you. I know your proposal is a larger one, but maybe you can address that one as well. How we can get the current one and maybe the last triple check through a bit easier. But for the rest of your proposal, I'm fine with it and volunteering to help out in any way. And I give it to Lindsay. Oh no, you're toggled off, I guess, or are you not? I don't know.
You want my feedback?
Yeah, I think Lindsay is toggled off to watch the first time.
Okay, then I give it to Kai.
Yes, so yeah, I think it's in good hands. I don't have much to add. It's an important thing, and I'm glad we're handling it in this way. And for me, it's very nice to see that Loomio seems to work really well. Like, everybody had such a good intuition with this. And we talk a lot, and we haven't used it much in the last few weeks, but we're starting to, and it's nice. Feels great. And I give it to Wojtek.
I volunteer. No, I take it. I think that's part of my job. So I've already written to the proposal that I can extract the data. I've already tried it. That should be very fast. And yeah, we should just pay people as soon as possible. RJ didn't go, right?
No. Yeah, it sounds like a good plan. I haven't thoroughly looked at the math part, but I'll take a look and see if there's any, or make sure it's correct. Just double, or another set of eyes won't hurt. Oz?
I'm slightly suspicious of the strategy of creating like such a long Loomio doc that you just like, no one wants to read it. So they're just like, yeah, totally. Sure. Makes sense. But yeah, that's a yes for me. And I will pass it to, let's see, Quasia, RJ, Wojtek. Lindsay's toggled off. Kai already, did Kai go?
Yes. Yes.
Then I guess that's it.
Cool. Well, that was easy. I'll make a little, I don't know, a room or something that people can be invited in, or maybe I'll just use the multi-sig channel. I'll think about it. I actually think maybe the multi-sig channel might be the best place to do it so that everyone can see. I'll decide that in a little bit, but basically glad to have Wojtek on the team and buy-in from Arthur. Glad to have Chris as an observer, and we'll start the process. And yeah, I mean, again, once Wojtek gets the feathers out, then we just have to do a quick audit on the migration campaign that everything has been included, and then we can, then we'll be able to set a date and move forward quickly. But I really don't think this should take more than a few days. The only thing that's going to be tough is actually my time, because I'm going scuba diving for 3 days, so I might be, depending on how the internet is, it might be difficult. Anyway, proposal passed. Or I'm sorry, that's the amend and clarify. Any objections? Proposal passed. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I muted myself. So the next one is SnapProof.
All right. So the tension is that there isn't a campaign for SnapProof, and the proposal is to make a campaign for SnapProof. There are some people that want to donate a little bit of money to it, and so it's like, yeah, having the campaign up, ready to go to start accomplishing things, I think makes sense now. And that's it. Reaction round, I guess I will pass it to Griff.
Yeah, I got a clarifying question, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Are you going to use Giveth multisig and do donations that way, or are you going to create a SnapProof multisig, kind of how Scaling Now did it?
Yeah, I think it's got to be the way Scaling Now did it, I think, but I guess that's kind of, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of things to kind of discover in terms of like how to make this how to make money flow through this way, but so I don't know all the answers, but that's part of the discovery process. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other clarifying questions? Okay. Yeah. Then let's move to reactions.
So maybe I'll go to Quasi actually, since he's a social coding lead.
I'm trying to call it as little as possible.
Yeah, I'm fully in support of this. I think that it would make sense to have its own multi-sig, at least the way that we're doing it currently, just because it's going to make donations. But I think that long-term there should be no functional difference. So it's just a matter of what's the easiest. I think that to give it multi-sig might require a little bit more accounting, but other than that, it's not a problem. I think that this is a good project for social coding to take on, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'll pass it on to Kai.
Yeah, totally. I love the project. Yeah, would help if I can make the time. Please do. Wojtek, are you here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very much in support. There's no problem in adding more campaigns, especially since this is sort of internal one, I would say. And I like the project. I'm hoping for a deep integration with the dApp, at least in future. Who didn't go? Chris didn't go?
Yeah, so yeah, first of all, sorry Oz that I didn't have the time to get back to you again on that video, because Oz made a great video explaining everything that he's doing with this project. So my only question here was, is it's not, maybe I'm missing something, but the way, because we have a social coding campaign, and I was just wondering, is it not possible that your project follows the same process and it's just a campaign in just a part of the social coding campaign and gets funding through that, or not? Maybe it's a clarifying question, I don't know. But of course, if it's not, then it makes sense to have it separately. Then I just fully support it anyways, because it's indeed more of an internal project. And I give it to Sir. Yeah, everyone went, I think. So I give it back to you.
I didn't go.
Oh, sorry, RJ.
Okay, so you can't really have, like, social coding is a campaign, and campaigns can't have child campaigns. They have milestones. So this could, I'm in support of this, the concept in general. It's just more of how is it laid out. And if you want to have, if it's going to have its own multi-sig, essentially it needs to be its own campaign. And that's really, with the current dApp, that's the only way it can accept donations, because we don't really have donations per milestones. Well, I think it'd be the easiest way right now. Until we work with donations in the dApp, it could be a milestone if we had donations in the dApp, but as of right now, I'd suggest it be a separate campaign with probably its own multi-sig would be easiest for accounting purposes. And that's the only way we can receive donations for a specific thing, is to have its own multi-sig, really. Okay, that's all I have.
It's a bit dirty, but this is the
and I also haven't gone. I think that I also think that its own multi-sig is the way to go. It's going to be a challenge to separate the budget for our four campaigns, but I think it's up for the challenge. But for this, I think it's easier to stay separate. Although if you wanted to start with one milestone, maybe to get up a blog post and start more of a public campaign about it, because that video is great and you have amazing videos and you've been really practicing for this, but there hasn't been enough. I don't feel like there's been enough outreach. And I'm really excited to see you build a team and build a system and start really pushing the, so far I've been the only one who's really gone out on a limb and started a campaign for Decentral and Scaling Now. And other random campaigns. And so I'm so stoked to see someone else do it and do it differently and experiment with it. And I think this is a great opportunity to be the first. But yeah, I think it needs a blog post. I think that you might want to build a team and figure out what you need for the team. I know you're able to do all these things. So, you know, starting out, if you want to start out as a milestone, you can work with Quasi on that maybe, or you could just start straight out with a campaign and start trying to raise funds. So this is exciting to me. Sacha, you have anything?
Sorry, I joined too late. I have no idea what you're talking about. So please continue with the next person.
Okay. Well, you were the last person, so I think that's it.
Okay.
Amend and clarify, Oz?
Yeah, so I guess the amending is to make Snapproof its own campaign, even though it's very much under the social coding, like, you know, campaign and like the ideal world, but just for the way that it works right now. Go with the things that RJ recommended. And, but yeah, basically to really, I guess the proposal is just to like kind of take on the challenge of figuring out how to put this on the DApp in like the most recommended way to get the first milestones through social coding, you know, through a Giveth campaign. I didn't think of half the things that Griff said. So I'm kind of like a little daunted to be like, okay, yeah, those are all great new challenges to kind of take on. And so that's it. Social coding campaign for Snapproof. Any objections?
Matter because you look at both of them.
Proposal passed. Okay. So next is Kai's advice process.
Yes. Whoever's calling this. Actually,
Okay, so just to quickly recap, the advice process is first of all, I made this proposal on Loomio. I think I will just copy the link in the chat. I've talked a little about this before. Just a quick recap. It's I learned of it from this book, Reinventing Organizations. That's about new kinds of organizations that handle stuff in a more open, non-hierarchical way, and it just presents some models of people that are doing it. And so the advice process is one form of decision making. It's intended to solve this this problem, like what things are people working on and what solutions do they take. And it's mainly based on the idea that anybody can take on any project anytime, because we trust everybody in the circle well enough to not be a jerk and to do something crazy. So it's basically about you have an idea, and then you start to talk to people who are interested or who could be interested in an idea. You try to find the experts in that field. You try to talk to all the members you know of that are affected by this. And so in that way, something forms that will always be part of the greater thing. Like what you do is tap into crowd wisdom here in an intelligent way. And it's supposed to work very well for an organ. I mean, basically, it's what we do. So it's just, the proposal was I just want to mark Giveth as a teal organization. That's like that's how these types of organizations is called. I have the links to the full book in the Loomio. So if anybody's interested, the visual version is just 140 pages. I would recommend you to read it. It's like, it's not much text, mostly illustration, and you get through it in one evening. So, and I would like to just make Giveth more officially be like that, because I think these guys are onto something, and this whole blueprinting organizations and communities is very interesting for me, because it it gives guidance and it gives like strength in times of doubt. You know, if you think like, oh man, maybe we should do something more traditional here and there, it helps to know, oh, there's other people out there that do it like this and they do it like this. And so I think there has to be communication done, and so that's one of the things how I want to keep this conversation going. That's around these two organizations and advice process. And so also we have a thing where we can say, so this is basically the blueprint of how we should do things. Okay, I'm done now. Sorry, reactions or clarifying questions. Sorry.
Yeah. So,
oh, you go. I'll go a second.
I'm just curious exactly what it looks like when, like, what the difference is between Giveth before the advice process is officially implemented and Giveth after. Like, is there some sort of okay, this like objection, this did not go through the advice process, or what is the?
Okay.
So for me, the big goal about it is to spread the information and just invite more people to know this information, because it's nice to know a structure of something, because we have an interesting structure. And I know many people have even approached me at last DEF CON, other teams, many people in between, they ask us, how do you do it? And this is one of the things how we do it. So we can point to, this is how we do it, guys. So that's for me the main reason to be part of the blueprinting process ourselves, because we are very much so, and people in the Ethereum space look at Giveth for like they look at many teams for sure, but Giveth is one of them that's looked upon for how do you guys do as a DAC that you call yourself. No, there are not so many DAO operations in the whole space.
I have a clarifying question. I actually don't think that you've answered to Griff's question. So what's the difference between Giveth now and Giveth once we implement this advice process? What does it change?
Yeah, it would change for me just something in our inner definition, because it's difficult if you hadn't read it, or did you read it? I felt very inspired in the way that that this is just proposed, because we have been asking ourselves these questions. So there is not much difference. Is my answer to the question. It's for this thing, it's really something where we can just say, we can put a name to it. Like if people ask you, how are you organized? We can say, oh, we use the advice process and holacracy and these things. It's just one of these mechanisms that are, yeah.
So to make sure I understand it correctly, so it's just, we just add a label to Giveth. We're already doing it. We're just adding a label that we're part of the blueprint and we're following it, right?
Well, the thing is, we are having this thing that's modeling the DAC, and I think we're the first DAC. So people will, so that's what, I mean, there have been many talks on how to make a guide of this whole thing for people to follow that are coming, you know. It's part of our documentation process about governance, really, and you can call it a label. I don't like to call it a label, but sure, it is, yeah. But in the sense of, I think this should be spread. This knowledge should be spread, and we should be the ones who should take part in spreading it.
Okay, let's maybe move to reactions so that we can.
The difference between then and then is awareness.
Arthur had a clarifying question. I just want to make sure he gets.
It was basically the same question. I guess more specifically, I'm wondering, so as I understand it, we're using the governance meetings as our main advice process or advice round, and we're seeking advice in creating tensions and proposals and receiving advice through reactions. If we move to this system, are we still going to primarily use governance meetings in our advice process, or does this proposal also suggest that we should move out to the point where we're using advice process outside of governance meetings?
I would say the governance meeting is one form one element in the usual advice process that's taken within Giveth, but it's not the only one and won't be the only one. So this changes nothing in the whole structure of things. It's really, like I said, it's about awareness to say to people, this is how we're doing it. This is how you can do it. Just, yeah.
Okay, reaction round.
Or is it magic? No, it's magic.
Who wants to start?
But I'm sure they say.
I'll start. So I almost wanted to ask this as a clarifying question, but I guess I'll just kind of include it as my reaction, which is, so it sounds like we already use this process from what I've read and what you're saying. And so it really is a proposal just to be like, hey, let's make it official. Let's label ourselves as Teal, a Teal organization. And if anyone asks, we can say, hey, we're a Teal organization. Makes sense. If one day we disagree with what these guys do, like we decide to do something different, or we decide that there's like some contention between what the book says and what we want, I guess what would happen then, I guess really at that point we could just say, hey, we're no longer a Teal organization. That was going to be my clarifying question, but it's more fun as a reaction and I will pass it on. But yeah, basically I want to go with kind of what the spirit of Giveth is, and I think Griffin is in governance and Kai's in governance, and if you guys feel like this is true, then I want to support it too. And I will pass it on to Chris.
Yeah, so I think that for this, what you could do, Kai, because I don't think if it's just like, yeah, the proposal is to claim that as of now we're a Teal organization, I don't think that it works like that. I think it was a really good thing that Griff sent through the audiobook, and it's the next one I'm going to read, but we cannot force people to read or listen to something. If you really want to claim this, I would say do a presentation on what the basic concepts are so that we get to use it more and more. If it's now like advice rounds or other things about the Teal organization, or invite Reese Myers to do that, and to have a discussion and invite people in to participate. I don't know, but I think if you want to have us to become more of a Teal organization as a whole, which would be great, and I'm learning a lot from this, let's just do it, educate us in a very, I would say, in a concise, presentable kind of way, and then we'll just all learn and we'll evolve. That would be my feedback. So the decision-making thing, yeah, sure, that one makes sense to me, and then there's a whole lot else that makes sense in that book as well, I guess. So, but to me, this is not really a tension proposal kind of thing. So that's my main feedback, I would say. We need something more concrete then for that one, and I give it to Kwazia.
Sorry, I always take so long tackling out of notes. So I guess I sort of agree. I don't really think this is a tension proposal, but at the same time, I don't think that we've really standardized a way for notices to pop up like this, because this is basically just like a notice, or something that's being brought to everybody's attention, and this is one of the most unified ways to do that currently. For me, I think that the most important aspect of the advice process and the biggest change from what we're doing with these sort of meetings and what we should be doing with the advice process in general is the emphasis that in given decisions have context, and given contexts have differing weights for voices. The focus on the idea that an expert's opinion or the opinion of somebody that's going to be directly influenced by a proposal should be weighted more heavily in making decisions is something that I feel was really hammered home in the advice process, and something that doesn't feel as clear in this sort of round robin meeting structure, where every person has a reaction. And even though I think it's sort of been the practice that every person's reaction isn't weighted equally, I think that adopting the advice process in an official way sort of codifies that. I think that's helpful. I will pass it on to Wojtek.
Yeah, if it's just adding label, I'm all for it. I'm going to read the book, but as of now, I'm not 100% sure I know what I'm voting on. That's just my feeling. Griff.
Yeah, I'm really excited about implementing the advice process in a more official way. I think that exactly what Quasia said is the main piece that we're missing is this like official kind of like, hey, when you are sorry, it's okay. When you are actually doing the making a decision, hey, it's, you know, we kind of sometimes have this thing that, oh well, you know, benevolent dictator, but it's more than a, you got emphasis on, in the advice process, you really get to emphasize the benevolence. And you have this system where, yeah, the people who are affected need to be talked to. The experts on the issue need to be talked to. And if you're not really following that path, then you're not really doing the proposal right, or you're not making the decision correctly. So I think that this is a step in the right direction, and I will try to get everyone to read that thing and mark them off, because it's pretty short. And I'm also really excited about, honestly, I know Chris said we can't force everyone to do things, but I think I kind of want to make like a bonus for anyone who reads this book, and just like I wish our system worked better where I could donate to milestones, but it might just have to be kind of behind the scenes where I just pay everyone like, you know, $50 to read the illustrated version of this book or some version of this book, because it really is basically what is inspiring the Giveth process, and I think it will be valuable for everyone to read. So
you need to have an exam, Griff, in the end to give so that we pass the test.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing with me. I lean on trust too much instead of real accountability. Oh well. Anyway, that's my reaction. How about RJ?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. It kind of just seems like semantics, or like how we want to identify. So whatever you guys, yeah, I don't have an opinion on it. Who is Satya?
Yeah, I'm excited about this. I think it's especially because there's like one very well-known Dutch company in the cases, and Zappos is also there. And I think it's a very nice way to formalize things that we are doing and make it more clear. So I haven't read it, so yeah, I'm not, but I think it's a great idea. Who didn't go? Linz, or is she not allowed to?
Yeah, she's toggled off. I think everyone.
Right.
I think everyone else is gone.
Okay.
So, Kai, you want to amend and clarify?
Yeah, I amend and clarify. So thank you all for your beautiful comments. That was really interesting and nice. So to everybody, I mean, the thing with the label comes from, you know, because we are talking about an atom of this whole model, and this, which is very much what we are, like Griff put it nicely and Quasia put it nicely. It's really much in tune with what we want to shape here. So I would just table this for now as like kind of you know, policy thing, because, you know, I wanted to talk to you guys about it. That's what I always want, and I wanted to check up it. Did you read it? What do you think? Because I did get meager reactions from the rest. Did not see in Thailand, and nobody read the book back then. So yeah, there's still some time. There's people are going on flights. You know, it's the illustrated version. It's like I don't know. So it would be nice if, for me, if people would read it, because I think then they would get why. Because like Sachi, you know, this organization, which is interesting. It's a very good example in the book, and I always share this this company thing with other people. It's interesting. So yeah, I will do a presentation thing and follow up on and talk to people who want to talk about it. But I will take this as a first step in building, formalizing it, the way we work, and yeah, just continue on Loomio. But yeah, by the way, this meeting is a Holacratic meeting, which is also in tune basically with the whole thing. So yeah.
Okay. Proposal tabled, surprisingly. What a twist. So then I guess that is the meeting. Thank you guys so much for coming. We can do a quick recap. You see, the first proposal was formalizing the budget. We have a team now of Quasia, Wojtek, and I, and Chris is going to jump in. I'm going to make a group chat so that we can actually start attacking this. And then we have the Snap Proof is going to be a campaign. Probably will get its own multi-sig, and Oz is going to start really attacking that project, which is pretty exciting, under the guise of social coding, but it sounds like it's going to be its own campaign. So, and then the advice process was tabled, but Kai is going to start implementing it and maybe even make a presentation. So that'll be cool. So thank you guys for joining, and let's just close it out. My closing thoughts: great meeting. Probably lasted longer than it should, but it's just fun to have a chat with you guys, even if the format is whatever it is. It was just good to hear all your voices and see your faces. How about Wojtek?
Yeah, thank you guys. I think this was a great meeting. We've talked about interesting stuff. Arthur.
I'm glad that we can have a meeting that's an hour long and look back on it and say, "Oh, this was probably longer than it should have been." I think that's a real improvement, and I'm excited to be in that place. But yeah, I thought it went well. Kai?
Yeah, so also for me, this is probably, this meeting for me has the purpose of to talk to everybody and see your faces. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not showing mine often, but yeah, don't worry about it. Hi. So thanks for the meeting and for your input. And yeah, sorry for tabling it, but there was not full support. This is the stuff we need to always work on, it seems. So I give it to us, and thank you, everybody.
Yeah, ditto. Good to see your beautiful faces. Passing it to Chris.
Yeah, nothing to add. Also a great meeting, and it was nice seeing you guys. And very happy to see you very soon in Barcelona, most of you. And I give it to Lindsay.
All right. Guys, thanks for a good first governance meeting. And I look forward to supporting the efficiency and productivity of the team in any way. So who else needs RJ?
Yeah, it was a good meeting. I appreciate having the Loomio kind of threads beforehand. It seems to make these meetings more efficient. Yeah, so it was good hearing you guys, everybody. Satya?
Yeah, I was a little bit late. Sorry about that. My wife was late and I was making pizzas with my Ferrari. It's not a car, it's actually a pizza maker. That's also called Ferrari. And the kids were waiting, so sorry, but I'm happy I saw this proposal from Kai. Next time I'll be there from the start. So, but it's nice to see you all. Just who didn't go? Arthur? Did you go? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I
went. Everybody went, right?
Everybody I have down went.
Okay, so then I guess enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Or day or evening or party.
Yeah. See you guys all in Barcelona soon.
Yep. See ya.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ah, look who's left. How's it going, Quasia?
Good, how you doing?
We're still live streaming. I can kill it if you want, but
I don't care.
It's always fun.
Transparency.
Exactly. When are you getting back to Barcelona, man?
I don't know. Probably early next week. That's my goal.
Okay, good. Yeah, it would be good to have you for the Scaling Now conference for sure.
Oh, 100%. Like,
Okay.
no question. I'd like to get there ahead before that.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity. I'll get you into the first day too, which is I'm kind of breaking the rules a little bit, but
Really?
we're gonna have
How so?
well, you're only supposed to have like a couple people, represent each team, and we're gonna bring me, Jordy, you, Edu, Adria, pushing it, but that's okay. It's our conference, so
Right.
we can break the rules. It's like being the cops, right? The cops get the speed,
I mean, hey, we're one of the main solutions is the proof of authority sidechain.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, and how's the 777 thing?
It's good. Yeah, I have it basically. It's like it's running. I cleaned up the code a little bit. One question I have is like, I modified the code from the ERC 777 reference implementation. What is really the best way for me to credit?
To what? To credit it?
Like to credit it. Like should I put them as authors? Like.
I mean, you can always just link to it. You didn't fork it?
No, because it's a different.
Oh yeah,
repo.
yeah, that's true. Where is Jordy? How did Jordy leave just now? Is he? Yeah, well, I can just go to him.
Yeah, or just let me know what.
What's interesting is that Jordy has also been implementing the 777 thing, and I'm pretty sure you guys need. Is it the wrapper that he's implementing?
Well, that's what I've been doing. The reference implementation that he has up on GitHub, that's what I built off of. But the idea for this is just to have like basically, I want there to be a single address on every chain that you can send Ether to, and you automatically get wrapped ETH. And then when you send wrapped ETH to it, you automatically get Ether. So it's just a cross-chain utility that lets people have 777.
Well,
I talked to him about it. He knows I'm doing it.
Okay, because this is for the cross-chain stuff?
It's so basically like if we want to send ETH over a 777 bridge, this makes it easier.
Okay.
And it had synergy with something I was doing anyways, so I just kind of looked it up. It's not an important thing. It's like a side thing. It's not.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to make sure that I'm crediting properly.
Well, now I have. You went out to run and grab toilet paper. Hey, it's Quasia.
Hello. How you doing?
Hello.
So yeah, you know, we talked about the that ETH wrap thing.
So the 777 wrapper
for Ether.
Yeah, but no. What happened with the wrapper?
Well, I have it coded, but it's built off the reference implementation. So how do you want me to credit you and who's the other person that's working on that?
Jock.
Jock. Should I credit you as authors or just say that it's built off of the reference implementation or what?
Yeah, well, he took the reference implementation that's on.
Yeah, but it's not ready yet.
Well, he just did it to make the wrapper.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't have to be final either. It's just something that I was screwing around with.
Yeah, but this is a different repository.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that's just fine.
How should he credit you guys? As our authors?
Of the wrapper?
Yeah.
Shit, he's the wrapper.
He's not going to help you on that one. But
okay, sounds good.
We were talking yesterday that he was implementing a bridge solution with 777, and you're implementing a bridge solution with 777, right?
I'm implementing a bridge solution, okay? But right now it's not. Right now it's with Ether.
Oh, okay. It's not with 777.
No.
So it doesn't spit out a 777 token.
It just gets Ether blocks and then gets the Ether in the other chain, and you do it Ether. The 777 have not done.
Oh, so it's like it's the native token of the
native
other chain.
tokens of the chain to the native token of the other chain to the other chain.
Okay.
It's working because you should have to pay gas in the other chain. So
then you pay gas with the Ether. Okay, so that's different.
That's another story. Yeah,
okay.
It has nothing to do with 777.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I would add another bridge with some token and a 777 in the other side. That you could do it, but that's not. I have not done nothing on there.
Okay,
that's it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Sponet. Yeah, Sponet started the crosstalk. Sponet started the ERC 22777 on as a modification to the parity bridge. And I was just gonna, I'm gonna try and get that working with him first, and then see if we can modify it so that we can, at the very least, push data through the relay in addition to just the token. But the challenge that I was seeing with trying to push just ETH through is if we did want to try and do anything on a testnet, which is the way that we have the dApp set up right now. If you're pushing ETH through to the other testnet and people can unlock ETH on one side with ETH, that starts to cause problems because you've immediately got a security vulnerability in that since anybody can get ETH, they can unlock the mainnet ETH from the testnet. So you have to, the way I see it is on your testnet, if you're actually like bridging onto a testnet, you have to make sure that there's no way.
I'm not doing that for a testnet.
Oh no, yeah, I totally understand. I'm just saying that's the problem that I'm working
for a real net, for a real, so it's for a net that has all the test Ether is going to be in one smart contract, and it's going to be unlocked when you get Ether from the other side.
Okay.
That's what I think that's what you mean. So it's not. I'm not doing that for Rinkeby. I'm doing that for a known implementation. Rinkeby like, but it's not going to be a Rinkeby. It's not going to be a testnet. It's going to be just a real net.
The Ether on that net will actually be regulated.
The Ether in that network is going to be valued at 1 Ether.
Right.
It's not
exactly.
going to be Ether. It's going to be Ether.
Right.
But it's going to be running in the other net, and you can change. You can change the Ether from one net to the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm doing.
So different.
It's a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the idea is that this is for. It's not for Rinkeby or for a
for Plasma.
It's for a Plasma or for a different net. Yeah. For a node net, for a federated net.
Because I mean, if you added the couple of Plasma contracts onto that smart contract, that allow that exit strategy that they have, then that's the Plasma's bridge.
Yeah, that would work for a Plasma, for a proof of stake, or for any side chain. But real sidechain, not test sidechain, in the sense that there is no faucet where you can do whatever you want in that testnet. No, in that testnet, you do this exactly the same that in a mainnet.
It's a child chain.
It's a
child chain.
It's a side chain.
I guess it is a side chain, but they call it a child chain in the Plasma.
Well, you can call it child chain. That's fine. Yeah, it's like, but. For me, there is not so. They are really brothers. So they are, of course, it's the parent because it's the original one.
Yeah,
but
yeah, you're right. It is a side chain. When you implement the exiting to the thing, then it becomes the child. So
yeah, but that's the.
I'm still trying to figure out all this semantics, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, because people say bridge chain, child chain, side chain. We need to define. Be better at that.
Yeah,
but it's connected. For me, it's two connected chains in some way or the other. Yeah, but anyway.
Anything else? Since you have Jordy's attention right now, Arthur?
No, that was basically it.
Damn it! Okay,
was I supposed to bring something else up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very busy in the 777 because I have some issues in the 820 and now it's sucking me a little bit all that stuff.
He wants to implement a hook on sending. On token sender. What do you call the function? There's tokens received and tokens sent.
Yeah, but we already agree on that, so it's like a consensus in there. But the idea is that you can put a hook in the same way that you have a hook when you receive tokens. You have a callback when you receive tokens. The receiver is called after he receives the tokens. The sender will also be called before sending the tokens, so he has the last chance of sending the tokens if he wants or not.
That makes sense to me. One thing that I noticed messing around with 820 was it seems like the logic could get very complicated if you wanted the token fallbacks to behave differently for different tokens.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they are doing. That you can, but that depends. That's gonna be But you can also create like a proxy contract where you can add subcontracts, one for each token.
Right.
So that's, if you are aware of that, you can do that. But sometimes it's going to be cool that you have a single contract that handles all the logic for all the tokens, because it could even be token dependence. Imagine, for example, that a wallet that you want to limit the quantity of value depending on the token. So maybe this contract can get the token can get the value in some oracle or whatever, and not everything all together. So being in the same contract, that makes sense.
I'll tell you right now, that would be valuable to me, because I hate having, all of a sudden, sometimes my very public address ends up with a shit ton of tokens. It'd be nice if I was able to say, oh yeah, if I get too much of some token, then send the token of highest value to this address, right?
Yeah, you can do shits like that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really nice. But
yeah, but that's just for the recipient. Yeah, but for the sender, it's more or less the same. You can put limits, but you can say you can put limit in this, and the other. It just don't do nothing. So that's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
Yes.
Wait, one thing. Aragon audit. Is there?
We need to. I don't know. We need to talk with the trades that are having forgetting a little bit on that. But we need to talk about we should make a call to Jorge and ask him how is their work on all the issues we found on that. We should review all these changes that they probably made on that, and then do the final review and finishing the.
Is there a date that they have for us?
Well, the truth is that they don't have a date. They have a date, but they don't have a real. They are not very much in a hurry, because we already told them all the issues. So they are already working on that. So it's more just for an official result for audit. It's more for the PR point of view when they want to publish the PR. So I don't think they care they already have the results. So they already have the important stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's more about finishing the report. Of course, having a look of all the changes they have. So for them, it's better that we wait a little bit and then we spend a little bit more time in 1-2 weeks. And then after doing this review, we just will close the document.
Well, do we want to wait until after Paris? Because there's no way.
We should ask them. I think it would be good to have a communication with them. So we should ask them and see how they are doing, and then depending on what they are saying and what in a hurry they are on that, then we do plans for doing before or after the Paris.
Okay, cool.
So we should give them, basically we should say we can either do end of February or middle of March.
Yeah.
So that
we of course we are interested in finish as soon as possible.
Right. I mean, how much value do you guys see? I mean, it seems like we're going to have to review the Aragon changes no matter what anyway, right? Because we're going to implement Aragon in so many pieces of our future lives. Qubit and outside Qubit. So if we're going to review it anyway, we could probably go above and beyond. But I don't know how you guys feel about that, because it's in the end, it's your liability that you guys will have to spend time on it. If we get it done in early February, then we don't have as much official work to do, right? because they won't have fixed as many pieces. And but then we have to work really hard in the next week on it, and it gets on our to-do list. Or do we wait and procrastinate? And it's not like our to-do list is going to get shorter. So
the thing is that Jorge, I know that after Paris, he takes the 2 weeks off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we need to ask him if he wants that before Paris or after Paris.
Okay.
I think for him, either he does not care. He probably.
What do we want?
We want that they don't have problems. Okay, that they so at the end is whatever we do. So what we really want is that we should release our work as soon as possible, but I want to wait until they have like a new subversion on that, so they finish all the stuff that they are doing.
Okay, so
we should ask them. The thing is that we should ask them and ask them what's the best for them, okay. And then we will adapt to them. It's like I expect that we will have, each of us will have to spend like 2, 3, 4 days almost on this audit.
And I was talking to, okay, do you have any thoughts on that, Quasi?
I mean, I agree. I think it's really up to them.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it makes, I mean, it would be hard for me to give an estimate without looking over and seeing how much work they've done towards stuff. Because
maybe they didn't start, maybe I've already finished it. We need to talk. We really need to talk with them.
And then I was talking to Oz about having like the strategy for finishing this, like, you know, who's responsible to review each of the comments and discussions. Like, apparently, you know, we didn't really track who created which issues. And is there like, how do we say that the review is done?
I think that the thing is that we, all of us, should read. Well, we need to finish a couple of sections, but we need to just, all of us should review on that and do like two reads. First read where you can edit a little bit more, and the last thing that you don't touch nothing. Just if you see a really big issue,
but it's 60 pages. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's pretty easy read for 60 pages. But like,
at least you need to do. At least everybody needs to do a read.
Okay, everyone needs to do a read. Okay, that sounds good.
That's the for sure. And I would say that at least see the edits. The second read can be just see the differences of the first read.
Okay.
But we need to do like, we need to have a consensus and that the document is okay.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Okay, but just let's not spend the time now on that.
No, definitely not. It's
because this is a long time.
I'll talk to Jorge, and maybe this thing does not get published until mid-March.
Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe it's good to you to ask him. Hey, what's your plan? Because it's more a PR thing. So I think at this moment it's more a PR thing on this side. So it's like, if you wait a little bit more, we will do this final review and see the changes they made, and we can be all of us more sure on that, and then just release when they think it's okay.
And then the other thing is that I'm gonna ask them to pay half the money up right now. He said he could pay on Thursday. Do you guys want me to hold on to that, or do you guys want it?
Me, it's whatever you decide. So for me, it's just I'm not in a hurry in my side.
Yeah. Quasia?
I can always use money.
That's the spirit. Okay, cool. Well, I'll get it, and I'll pay people off. Everyone, I'll try to give everyone half of what they need, or half of what they're getting. Cool.
All
right. See you. Anything else? See ya. See you soon.
No, that's it.
All right. Later. Good talk.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Hey, what is Jack and Tom?
Okay. Oh, you can take that. Okay.
We went out. let's go to. You hungry? Yeah, let's go to eat something, right? What time is it?
It's 7:15.
I got some pants on. Huh? You want? I think and there is a push to master.